when you find something unique that's just your signature look, they will book you no matter what you charge.
Yeah.
And there is no competition because nobody can do it like you.
We're your hosts, Sahara Embry
and Michaela Bedoyan. From working corporate 9-to-5s to running million-dollar companies,
we're bringing you the inside scoop of what it takes to start and scale your business.
We're keeping things real, raw, and unfiltered. This is the
Rise and Refine podcast. Welcome back
to the Rise and Refine podcast.
Happy Monday. We're so excited because we have Olivia Sparks here with us today. And we are so excited to ask her all the questions. So do you want to give everyone a little background on yourself?
Sure. I'm Olivia Sparks, and I do makeup, specializing in weddings, photography, events here in the Huntsville area. And I travel all over the Southeast, I feel like, and serve clients specializing in natural beauty.
Yeah, we're so excited because you don't just do makeup, like you built a whole brand and business around makeup.
Thank you so much. Thank you, kid.
And she's our personal favorite. I don't know. Yeah. She's my personal favorite makeup artist because she does all of our makeup for our brand shoots and makes sure that we are prepped and ready to go.
Makes us look good without her. We want it.
Exactly. That's what even need me. Let's be honest. The makeup looks flawless today. I didn't
too kind. No.
Your last tip, like every time I get her to do my makeup, I'm like, so what do you do? What's this product?
Yeah, I like to walk people through it so they can recreate it.
Right.
Home.
Yeah.
Makeup's it's not as complicated as TikTok makes it out to be.
No, they make it like, have you seen the TikToks where they smother like all the stuff on their face and then make it look good by the end? I'm like, how do you do that? I could not.
They're redoing their makeup off camera. There's no way.
It's just crazy.
You can't lather it on like cleanser and
it look that like smooth. That. But it's hard nowadays too because there's like so many filters involved and so many different beauty standards. It's like hard to match what looks good for our face.
Yes, and you would be surprised the filters and the AI technology has gotten so good these days that people can't tell the difference. They can't pick out who's using a filter and who is not because it looks so real.
So how did you get started in beauty and makeup?
So I grew up in Hartselle, Alabama. My mom was a cosmetologist.
Okay.
So I grew up watching her do everything from perms to colors, cuts, waxing people's makeup. And I knew I wanted to work in the beauty industry. Of course, when you're a parent in the beauty industry, I'm not a parent, but I've heard from my friends, they're a dog mom.
Yes.
But their kids grow up wanting to do exactly what their parent does.
Yeah.
And my mom was very much, she always told me cosmetology, the beauty industry, it's a plan B. It's a nice backup plan, but my kids will have a college degree. So,
that was kind of not forced, but unspokenly led into the college. Yeah.
So college, I look back, hindsight is 2020. I'm very thankful that I went to college. In high school, I was doing friends' makeup, their hair. They would come over, and our idea of a sleepover was, let's do a photo shoot. We're going to put in a creative direct an entire shoot, whether we made YouTube videos or photo shoots.
Yeah.
We would go location scout.
Yeah, for our MySpace profiles.
Yes.
Right? Because it was like, yes.
Peak girlhood.
Yes. So much fun. I was a very outgoing child. I did child acting. I did dance. I did show choir. So I loved the aspect of beauty where you're with a client with several per day.
Yeah.
And have someone to talk to and connect with and network with. When you're bringing people in your home, which my mom had a home salon. Okay. So when you're bringing people into your home, it gives you the chance to not only serve them beauty-wise, but to host them in your space.
Yeah.
And I feel like part of why I love having a studio so much, just hosting others. That way I have to make it smell good, look nice. I like everything to be comfortable when people come into my space. Yeah. My mom, I think, taught me that.
The experience side of things. Yeah.
So I think of it as, yes, you are paying me for a service, but you're also coming in my home and I'm welcoming you and we're talking back and forth and building rapport with each other. A lot of my clients do, they text me first when they get engaged or when they find out that I'm pregnant. And they're like, I want to make sure that you're right for my due date. So let me know if you're a female.
Yeah.
So that's always such an honor. But
And to get to
love
do it
that.
several times throughout like different life events, that's so exciting.
So
That was so
the
exciting.
communication aspect of it,
Yeah.
as well as serving others and getting to host people.
Yeah.
All of those build into why I wanted to go.
Yeah. And so you went to college, and what did you get your degree in?
Broadcast journalism. So
Wow.
luckily a senior in college, filming things like this,
Yeah.
going home and editing it and learning the full Adobe suite, editing everything and then presenting it in front of the class the next day.
Yeah.
So making little news stories.
So you've always kind of had that creative entrepreneurial spirit.
Yes. And I love to be on camera.
You're a
I'll
natural
just
at it.
be myself. I love to act.
Yeah.
So if you give
And
me a
model.
script,
Yeah. Did you just do a modeling thing?
5'1".
Yeah.
But you did just model for a beauty brand. That was insane. That was beautiful.
So
You look
actually
stunning.
The OYS products in my kit, and I submitted to an open casting call in Atlanta and got the call back and booked it. So
That's
I'm
so
going
fun.
to be
awesome.
on the support website this fall.
Shut up.
One of their shades of a new product that's launching.
That's so
I'll say what it is yet,
fun.
but their fall line and their holiday 2025 line
Oh
will
my
be featured in their ads for those.
We
That
know a
is so
model.
fun. Yeah. Yeah.
Are you kidding?
No.
I know. I
awesome.
saw that too. I was like, she looks so good.
Yeah.
So do you still do a lot of like open casting calls and stuff? Like,
Yes, I would say just in the past probably 6 months, I've had it on my heart to get back in the entertainment industry.
Mhm.
So I'm trying to keep a few weekends open
Yeah.
per month. Usually
Yeah.
big film on weekdays
yeah.
because even people in the film industry like to have
Yeah.
So that works for me because I'm so booked out with weddings during the weeks. It's a little bit slower in the summer. So I've had a lot of time to submit for things and go
awesome.
audition or do an online audition for things. So
Yeah.
hopefully as I build that back up, since I did that, from the time I was 10 until I was like 21,
Yeah.
I did commercials and things like that. So
Yeah.
I'm hoping I can build that back up and then submit to an agency for representation and
Yeah.
get back into that world.
That's
cow.
fun. 5 years from now, we may be talking to like.
I know.
Oh gosh.
So you've always been in entertainment. So take us from like, how did you go from college to like you built a like successful makeup artist business at the end of the day? So what was that in between to where you got to where you are now?
In college, my parents very much wanted me to go to college, but they were also like, it is up to you to pay for which college you go to. So they were like, you can go to one, right by the house. You can go to Calvin College and but you're going to be right here. You're going to be living at home. If you want to get the funds and go to a university yourself, that's going to be up to you. But that way you will be going to school. So I took my ACT, I think 9 times and got a full ride to Troy University.
Oh, wow.
So
Awesome.
senior
It's
year,
a great school.
I went to Troy. I was in the music industries program and I was on a singing scholarship. And
I never knew you could sing.
I roughly I went to Troy, and during my time there, I joined a sorority. And of course, all the girls, we have several formals, we have squad,
Right.
all kinds of things like that. And of course, my Facebook page is full of pictures from my friends and I doing photo shoots and things. So girls started asking me to do formal hair and makeup for them
Okay.
and paying me.
Oh, wow.
So, my
nice.
scholarship covered books and dorm
Yeah.
dormitory situations. But I didn't have money from my parents to pay for like t-shirts if I wanted sorority t-shirts
Yeah.
or
All the
items
extra
Like
stuff.
dues and things like
Yes.
that. Yeah.
So I fully paid my way through the sorority and having like that
Wow.
community in college through hair and makeup. And as a
Awesome.
senior, I got my friend in Birmingham, which is like the biggest city in Alabama. She asked me to assist her. She already had a thriving makeup business in Birmingham. And she was like, hey, we've been best friends since 7th grade. Why don't you jump up to Birmingham on the weekends that you have away games and you can assist me with these weddings? I'll pay you this much per face.
Yeah.
And then I'll pay for any trainings that we go to together.
What a deal.
She gave me a great opportunity.
Yeah.
And I assisted her. I think the first year was 2013, 2014. I would drive up on the weekends and assist her with weddings and then drive back to Troy. It's about a 3.5-hour drive each way. And then the year that I was a senior in college, she was like 1 year older than me. So my friend was like, I'm going to go to school for dermatology.
Yeah.
So I'm going back to continue education after college.
Okay.
Do you want to take over my business? So she had 30 weddings booked that year. This was 2014. And she got accepted into the school at UAB. And she was like, you want to take over my business? And I said, yes. So I started that first year in 2014, taking my own brides for the first time.
And
so
you did 30 weddings.
She handed you a full book of
She is-
business.
Yes.
Holy cow.
So Troy is such a small town with a big college in it.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of people that live there after school. They'll usually move to bigger cities. So Birmingham, she had went to Samford University, which is a private university. Lots of people. They have this phenomenon at Samford called Ring by Spring. All of the girls want a ring by the spring of their senior year so that they can get married that summer.
It's a very Southern thing. That was for Barry as well.
I've never heard of that.
Oh, yeah.
Ring by
For
Spring.
real?
Yes. So the amount of weddings I was doing at Samford University specifically.
To college girls?
Yes.
Yeah.
Like they would graduate in May and their weddings would be June, July, August.
I've never heard of this. That's insane. Wow.
So, and they were well-paying weddings. You have Samford's a private university.
Yeah.
These brides had money and they were fine paying what we knew we were worth. So that's how I first learned, charge your worth. When I moved back home after school, moved back to Decatur, Alabama. It's a little bit of a smaller town and Huntsville wasn't as big as it is now. So when I was charging my rates here compared to what I was charging in Birmingham, people were like getting a pushback. And instead of taking that and saying like, I'm going to lower my prices, I said, no, I'm going to attach value to what I do so that these people, they may not know the value of artistry, but I can make them see that through education, branding, marketing, and things that I can gift them with the appointment, like a touch-up kit. So instead of lowering my rates, I went to even more classes. So I had more to tell them, hey, I've trained with Kim Kardashian's makeup artist. I've trained under Rihanna's makeup artist and all of these celebrities.
So you can kind of name drop and they can gain some respect in that way.
Yeah. And I feel like the type of makeup that I specialize in is very skin focused. So you can go look any other makeup artist is what I would tell people. Like I can absolutely refer you to someone that costs less. You're not going to get the same style of work because they don't teach that around here. I had to pay people in LA and New York to take their classes to learn these techniques. Right. I'm bringing that to the South. So I felt like that added value for me. And then adding like touch-up kits for my brides and my clients to do photo shoots so that they can touch up throughout the day. That's something that
they're a lifesaver, by the way.
Thank you. I'm so glad you guys would look at use. That was not a thing back then. To include touch-up kits.
So you did things that you were seeing in other areas that haven't made it here yet. Just did not share value.
I know my
right.
And at the time I was charging maybe $80 a vase, which is crazy because it costs so much more now. Even one of the cleaning supplies for your kit. But at the time I was getting pushback for like $80 for an hour and 15 to an hour and 20 minutes a face. And I was like, I'm not actually getting paid $80 an hour. Half of that's going towards my overhead.
Right.
I'm not lowering my rates. I will tell you why I'm worth what I'm worth. And I'll add more value to my services by adding lashes for free and doing touch-up kits for free. But I'm not lowering rates.
So mentally, what was the mindset shift? Not to cut you off, but like that is a pretty dramatic scene change from you going to Troy and with being with Samford pre-brides wedding who are just like shoving money your way and knowing your value and your worth to coming up here and now having all of these negative setbacks and how to overcome them. What was that like mentally for you to make that switch?
I think a little bit of delusion.
It takes that for all business owners.
And you learn it in acting as well. Like you fake it till you make it. And if you don't have confidence in yourself, people are not going to have confidence in you. If you show up to work and you don't act as the professional, if you're acting like you just picked up a brush today. You don't have an insight to give your client. You know, if they're asking you, I always struggle with things breaking up around my nose. Why is that? And you can't answer that question. It sets you up where you don't look like the professional. So for me, I was like, maybe I'm getting pushback because they don't see me as a professional. And I feel like as a petite woman, a lot of people that would book me at that time, they were in their 40s, their 50s. And I do think there was a sense of like, oh, she's so young. They would never ask how old, but it was always like,
she's so young, she can't know what she's
yes,
doing.
they would make comments like, oh, you wouldn't know how to cover wrinkles, or you don't know anything about these sunspots. So you wouldn't know, you know, not knowing that I had worked in medical spa for 5 or 6 years, and that, yes, I do actually know the science behind why you have those. But just little backhanded comments like that, that would make me feel like I need to position myself as the professional in this conversation for people to see my worth. And I think working with other artists in the area, nothing bad against them. Our Huntsville area is so blessed to have such a community of artists. Be catty. But working with those artists who were also very young in the industry helped me see, you know, what I wanted to do to set myself apart from them. And also what we could do as a community to raise our value throughout North Alabama. So instead of just taking on things by myself and saying like, oh, people aren't treating me seriously, I built a community. I started a group text and I was like, hey, I know people are very weird about sharing their prices, but why are we weird about that?
Right.
It's not a competition. And also if someone's charging, they're undercutting everyone else in the area and now charging $25 a face when it's worth so much more.
They need to see their value.
They need to see that you're undercutting all of the rest of us and it's taking away value from us as a whole. So I feel like I first tried to build a community, really. Because when you get input from all these other artists about like, what are we getting pushback from and how can we prevent this going forward? Everyone rises to the top, right? And rising tides raise all ships. So I really believed in that, building that community aspect. And then another thing was treating my business like a business. I feel like when people do service jobs, a lot of the time it can be seen as your side hustle on your hobby. So, oh, do you still do that little hobby you do on the weekend or that little job?
That is a big like conception with like makeup artists and hairstylists, right? Like, oh, do you just do a few weddings a year? Or do you just do this on the side?
Yes.
So like, how did you set yourself from, no, this is a business, I'm serious about this and here's my value? Like, what was that shift from treating it to like a business?
This may seem so, you guys run businesses. You guys are like the businesswoman special. But for people in a creative field that want to be taken seriously, I'm just starting from the most basic practical things that you could do. The first thing I did was get an email address separate from my personal email.
It's a big thing that people don't take serious. So that is a good first step.
I got a business phone number. So a lot of people don't know you can get a Google Voice phone number. Download the Google Voice app. It will give you a phone number that forwards to your cell phone. So you never have to give your personal number out to clients. And you can have the Google Voice app, and it has all of your texts and calls from your clients. So then I set business hours for myself.
That's good.
So even though, you know, you can pay me extra and I will work outside of business hours. If you need to text, call, or email me, you can reach me from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday to Friday. Once I set those business hours, I feel like people started texting and calling during those hours. They didn't expect me to be responding to them at 9 o'clock or on a Sunday afternoon when I'm, you know, eating lunch with my family after church.
You set your boundaries, but it also almost made it like, this is my business. Respect it.
She's not just alone.
She doesn't just show up when she's wanting to make extra money on the side.
Yes. So setting a phone number aside, and, you know, even my friends respect those boundaries. They know if they could be my best friend in the world, if they want to book an appointment, text me on this number. So that I can keep it all in one place. So making an email, a phone number that corresponds with your business. And then as soon as you have those two set up, create a signature in your email.
Yeah.
In your email, what is it called?
It's like a
footer.
footer.
Yes, yes.
Create an email signature that says your name, your business name, your hours, and the way they can reach you outside of email, whether it's
Yeah.
text, call, whatever.
Yeah.
You could also link back to your Instagram where they can see
Yeah.
my portfolio if they would like.
Right.
And then I think a nice touch is just adding your headshot to your email signature.
Yeah.
I feel like it lets people know when they've never met me and they found me on Google, especially,
Yeah.
and they don't know what I look like. And then they are emailing back and forth with me, and you're also meeting someone at sometimes their home.
Yeah.
So you want to know who you're welcoming into your
Yes.
home before they get there, or at least what they look like if you're meeting them in public for something. So I do think it helps showing your face. It's saying like, this is my business. I am my business.
Yeah,
This is what I look like. And these are the hours that you can reach me at.
Yeah.
And I will say, as soon as I started taking myself seriously as a business, other people started reflecting that back.
Yeah, I think you were showing people like, I take this serious. It's not a side job. Like, this can be a business. It is a business. And I'm serious about it. So respect that. And I love that.
And from like the brand and web design side too, it's like you were able to take those little bits and create some cohesion across all of your platforms. And so there is that consistency. You're seeing the same face. There's brand recognition there because you probably started to use similar fonts or these same fonts, the same color palette across. And so it's starting to just bring a lot of that in and make it look like it is a legitimate business, even if it's like, okay, I'm still getting started. I'm still trying to figure things out, which you weren't at this time. But for those that are just trying to figure things out and start in the hair and makeup industry, that's a great way to get started, is just to keep it very cohesive across all different platforms.
Absolutely. And I think it took me, I had made the decision probably by 2015, 2016 that I'm going to take this seriously as a business. I'm going to make all these implementations so that people take me seriously when I move back home. And then from there, it was probably a year that it took for me to find my personal style of makeup that I wanted to do.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to dive into as well, is there's different styles. Yes.
And that is something that, I could do any style that you asked me to. I could do something very editorial. I could do full glam pageant makeup. But what is my bread and butter and what gives me a passion, what's my brand throughout my colors and fonts and everything, is natural beauty. Enhancing someone's natural features, not making them look like a different person or changing their features so much that it doesn't look like them. So I feel like once I established a signature look and I knew the main colors that I used, I was like, okay, I know what I want to reflect in my branding and how would I both improve my life and help people know who Olivia is. And for that, it was the next step naturally was just to have an online web presence with search engine optimization. So I found a web designer. I made the biggest investment I've ever made in my brand. My website was, I think, $6,000 total, and then was set up with a Spotify shop.
And when did you do all this? At what year?
I think this was 2022 or 2023.
Okay, so you paid $6,000 a couple of years ago.
Yes.
So that service probably now is probably closer to 8 to 9.
Yeah, for sure. And it's extra if you want a show it. Store. Now my page, my website has, I think, it's a 7-page website.
Yeah.
There's resources on there that people can download if they're wanting to know how to become a makeup artist. There's a whole intake form for clients if they want to book me for weddings, or if they just want a studio appointment or a lesson, they can go fill out the form on there.
Yeah.
It'll hop straight to my inbox. So really streamlining my client management software. That really helped. And then getting people an idea of what kind of makeup I wanted to do on others. That automatically narrows the funnel of who I'm attracting.
Yes.
Right. If I say, hi, I'm Olivia, my homepage says I'm a natural beauty specialist. I want to enhance your features. I've already cut out the top, 70% of people that want a different style from and I've made my life easier by them having to just fill out one of 2 forms. And then I can get back to them super easy. When I invested in this website, I wasn't expecting my web designer. People think web designers, you pay them and then 1 week or 2 weeks later, your whole entire site is written for you. They've picked your logo, your brand colors, your fonts. They've uploaded pictures that you haven't even had taken of
Yeah.
yourself. And when I hired on Abigail Dyer, the first thing she said was like, "When are we gonna do your branding shoot?" And I was like, "What are you talking about? I'm just paying for a website. I need you to put the pictures in." And she's like, "I can't AI photos.
Yeah. I was like, I need the pictures.
We need actual photos of you doing your
Yeah.
job." And I went through my phone and I'm like, we've got a lot of professional photos from weddings of my clients.
Yeah.
And no
Yeah.
photos of me working on others.
Yeah.
So I had to plan an entire shoot. That was like one of the little side quests
Yep.
that I had to go before the website was
Yeah.
made. And I
Right.
got her all these pictures, uploaded everything, and she was like, "Okay, I'm putting everything in right now. I'll send over what the next step
Yeah.
is." And I'm like, I thought the next step was just my website. And she's like, "We don't even know what colors
Yeah.
represent you." And
Yeah.
so I kind of had the idea, I want flesh tones. I want to be known as the artist that can do all skin tones,
Mhm.
lightest to darkest.
Yeah.
So I wanted all of my colors to be skin tones.
Oh, that's
And
That's
then
really smart.
the like pop of pink. And
Yeah.
I wanted
Mhm.
to be my most used color, which
Yeah.
is Charlotte Tilbury's Pillow Talk lipstick.
Ah,
I can use
yes.
that on almost anyone. They have 3 shades, a fair, a medium,
Yeah.
and a deep. So that tone to me is it really helped build my signature look. When I
Yeah.
started using that as blush, eyeshadow, lips, people were like, "I want that look," and
Yeah.
I'm booking Olivia for that look.
Yeah.
So that color added onto the flesh tones, and that's how we discovered that. I didn't know about custom fonts, and that really takes your website from a Times New Roman or Helvetica to
Mhm.
like a customized font that people see and they think, even if they see the word, I don't know, happy,
Yeah.
they say, "Oh, that's Olivia Sparks' website."
Yes.
Yeah.
Because this font I just know is her. And I
Yes.
think about seeing the Cava logo or Panera Bread and all the writing that they have
Yeah.
on their bags.
You think of them.
You
and their
automatically
font, yeah.
know, even if it says bread bowl, you know,
Yes.
oh, this is a Panera bread bowl because of the
Mhm.
font.
Yeah.
So I think, hiring a web designer at first, I was like, this is going to be so expensive. What's the value?
Yeah.
And once she started breaking it down into all you guys do, I really had, I mean, it took me probably 6 months. I was probably her slowest client that she's ever had. And I mean, it's been 3 years, or I guess 2.5 years
Mhm.
since that website came out. And I messaged her maybe a month ago and I was like, I think I'm outgrowing even my old website.
Yeah.
I mean, it was a lot of warm,
Mhm.
almost black and white and brown tones. And I just want to lighten things up to be more, I don't know, speak to my idea.
Well, we just talked about this yesterday.
Yeah.
About like rebranding and going through and adjusting your websites and your logo and everything. And we were like, when you grow as a business, you have to reevaluate what you did and you have to keep investing in it because it's going to change and grow with you. We just said, like, we think every 3 to 5 years is when people should look into rebranding and not even completely starting over, but adjusting it to
Right.
where you've grown.
Right.
Yeah.
To match your overall, even what services you provide. And
Exactly. Your price point's gone up. Your service list has probably
Yes.
expanded. The experience you provide.
It's changed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to market to 18 to 20-year-olds.
Right.
I'm marketing to people that are, either in college,
Yeah.
college grads that are just now getting engaged.
Yeah.
So these people are, engineers, nurses,
Mhm.
dentistry techs,
Mhm.
stuff like that. People that are about 24 to 35, just a little bit older, still like a very youthful audience that, values looking like themselves,
Right.
natural beauty. But I really wanted, when I changed kind of what I was, how do I word this? I don't like contrast. Some brands like a lot of high contrast.
Yes. Yes.
So even for me, I think what changed was when I did color analysis, like seasonal analysis.
I've always wanted to do that.
I am so pale. So wearing black for me, which is like, that is your uniform. It's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was one of my brand colors. Wearing black against my super pale skin is
Yeah.
not very flattering on me because I don't actually have black in my
Interesting.
color palette.
Gotcha.
Now, Sahara's hair is actually like a nice, really deep brownish black.
Yeah.
So black would probably be fine in your color palette.
I hope so because I
But it's
really like wearing
not.
black.
It's your-
Yes.
Just
Yes.
for me.
Right.
And a lot of the makeup that I do is very low contrast. I'm not trying to do a black smoky eye and a nude lip, or a red lip and a pale face.
Yeah.
I want everything to be cohesive. I
Mhm.
want the contrast to be minimal,
Yeah.
if any,
Mhm.
Yeah.
and I think that should reflect in your brand colors. Yeah.
So I love how you kind of adjust makeup to people's faces. And that's what's special about you, because I feel like a lot of people just see, well, makeup artist is successful and they're doing makeup this way. So that's what I need to do.
Mhm.
And you got to figure out where you're passionate within the industry and adjust from there.
Absolutely. And I think that that doesn't mean that you're in competition with everyone else. I think so many people are like, let's find who's successful in our industry. She's so successful at this specific style, so I'm going to do that and wear your exact blueprint. Yeah, you will never build a memorable and long-standing brand by being a copy of the next person in your industry.
Yeah.
People are memorable and stand out and really succeed because they're themselves. They're authentically themselves. They have something unique about them that instead of conforming to everyone else, they put a spotlight on
Mm-hmm.
and they allow that piece of themselves to shine. And I feel like that's what memorable brands have in common.
Yeah.
So instead of, Call Her Daddy is a very popular podcast.
Mhm.
So instead of trying to be Call Her Daddy
Mhm.
in your podcasting,
Yeah.
try a totally different approach to the way you
Yes.
interview people.
Right.
Yes.
Exactly.
Just
Yes.
feel personable and small and like we're just talking and having conversation back
Right.
and
Yeah.
forth.
And there's not 3 cameras
Yeah,
all
so
over there. Yeah.
Yeah.
You have to be the next Call Her Daddy,
Yeah.
the next
Right.
Alex Cooper to be a successful podcast host.
Yeah.
You need to
Exactly.
find what makes you unique
Yeah.
and run with that.
Yeah.
And I see a lot of younger artists that are like, I'm just struggling. The competition's so high. And it's like, the competition is high because you're doing the exact same service as everyone else.
Yeah. How are you going to stand out and be different?
So clients can't tell,
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
difference. They
Yeah.
don't know the value.
Exactly.
They see, okay, well, this girl has 6 months experience and this other girl has 10 years and they're the same exact style.
Yeah.
Right.
So which one do we book? We want somebody that's done it a long time.
Yeah.
Right.
When you find something unique that's just your signature look, they will book you no matter what you charge.
Yeah.
And there
Yeah.
is no competition because
Yeah.
nobody can do it like you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I really think for younger artists or if you're starting a brand, the first thing people want to do is like, oh, let me get on Instagram or get online and find who my competitors
See
are in
that
the
all the
area
time.
and follow their
Yep.
blueprint.
Yeah.
You cannot follow someone else's blueprint. You
No, you
have to
cannot.
design your own.
You can be inspired. I always say be inspired and know, like, for example, Call Her Daddy, know that it's awesome that somebody became so successful at
Yes.
something she
Yeah.
was passionate about, and be inspired by that, by the story.
Absolutely.
And you're right, just don't copy the blueprint. So what other advice, like for somebody starting out, for a makeup artist, what would you tell them is almost like step one?
Step one, I have a hypothetical and a practical. So like
Yes.
hypothetically, so what your mindset wise, you need to learn how to read a room and be flexible. You can walk into a million weddings and not one of them is going to be the same as you dealt with last Saturday.
Yeah.
So when you're showing up to serve people, it's not about you. So I've worked in barns with no electricity. I've had to use my iPhone for lighting.
Holy cow.
Did I complain once? No. Did I let the client know that I was inconvenienced? No. I've showed up in hotel rooms that were freezing cold and I have worked shaking. I have been burning up. We've worked outdoors, indoors. We've had fights in the bridal parties. It's my job to show up
Yeah.
and use the same customer service that I would use if I was a Chick-fil-A employee.
Yeah.
Right.
You want them to know that you're there for them. You're going
Yeah.
to be the constant, even though everyone else is like this all day
Yeah.
long in this industry. But it's all about reading the room and just not bringing pride
Yeah.
or selfishness into it. So
Mm.
hypothetically, you need to read the room and just be flexible. Show up
Yeah.
with a good attitude, regardless of if you're working in a barn or a mansion.
Yeah.
And then practically, I would say something I didn't know when I started. You're running a business, so if money is exchanging hands in whatever state you live in America or wherever, you have to have a business license. I think when you're doing this as a hobby, a lot of people are like, I'm just taking this under the table. If money is exchanging hands, you must have a business license to do it legally whatsoever. And yeah, it sucks. We have to pay our taxes. Even creatives, makeup artists, even if you're just doing it on the weekend, if you're making over, I think, $600 a year, you must pay your taxes.
Yeah.
It sucks. And it's something that artists that do take it seriously, or even businesses, this isn't just restricted to makeup. If you take your business seriously and you're undercutting everyone else, you're trying to shortcut your way to the top, you will not get handouts. You will not get referred. People will not send you on special jobs when they're unavailable. Your name won't be in their consideration list because they know that you're undercutting or you're shortcutting your way.
Right.
Yeah.
So it shows other artists that like you want to get ahead, but you're too lazy to follow the legal steps of having a business.
Yeah.
So if I had to pay, if I have to do $100 a year to do business in the city of Huntsville and be a legitimate working business, and I don't have to worry about anyone knocking it or trying to cut my business off or whatever, I'm going to pay that $100.
Yeah. Serious.
It's so valuable because we just talked about this the other day as well, of like what you invest into your business, you're going to reap that.
Absolutely.
Like those seeds are going to be planted, whether it's positive or negative, and that harvest is going to come tenfold, positive or negative.
Right.
So make sure that, the investment that you're making in your experience, your services, your products, whatever you're putting out there is at the caliber that you do want to reap the return in. Exactly.
100%.
All right. I feel like we could probably talk to you for forever with all of your client stories, but just to end it, what advice would you give the version of you who was just getting started?
I would say, believe in yourself. I know that sounds so stupid, but if there's anything I've learned, like even when your friends and family don't support your business or they think it's stupid, you can always rely on yourself. And if you just have the little belief that like, I have the confidence to say like, I'm a good artist. I know my talent. I know my skill, whether they support me or share my Facebook posts or book me for their weddings or not, that doesn't knock my skill and my talent level.
Yeah.
I think it's the hardest thing when you own a business. People could love you from afar, but when you come to your hometown, sometimes you don't get the same support. Or, I had friends when I was a baby artist, which now I look back and I'm like, I understand why they wouldn't have booked me for their wedding because I was so young doing it and makeup wasn't what it is today. And I wasn't as skilled as I am today.
Right.
But, it does hurt sometimes when one of your close friends is like, I just got engaged and I booked someone else. But sometimes they have a different makeup style. And sometimes it's a cost thing, and I can't get offended by that kind of stuff. So don't be easily offended, believe in yourself, and never speak a negative or ugly word about anyone you work with, whether it's a client or a business partner or another vendor at a wedding. Everything, what goes around comes around, and people in the industry, in the wedding industry, they talk, and you never want to ruin your reputation because you couldn't close your mouth. So I've learned, as you go, talk less, listen more, and just believe in yourself. Don't let anyone tell you your worth.
Yeah, I love that. Well, I think it's definitely very cool about what you built and how you've treated it like a business. And obviously we love talking to women in business. And like I said, I could talk to you for another hour. But it was so great. And thank you for sharing and just being so raw and open about everything.
Thank y'all for having me.
Yeah.
This was so much fun. I cannot wait to come back already.
Yes.
Maybe we can give the viewers some tips on how to do their own looks if they have headshots.
You could do our makeup on camera.
Absolutely.
That would be fun.
Give you guys some tips for when you're doing your own headshots.
Yes.
Oh, for sure. That would be awesome. Well, thank you for coming in today and just chatting with us and for providing as much insight as you possibly can to our listeners and our viewers. If you want to check out Olivia's portfolio, see what she does, see how amazing her business has become, you can check her out on Instagram. You have TikTok as well now?
I do.
Ooh.
I'm trying.
Yeah.
But I post mainly Reels and Instagram.
Okay, perfect.
Yes.
You can find her at Olivia Sparks MUA, and she is on those social platforms. If you like this episode, please like and subscribe. We will drop all of her information in the show notes. You can find us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or you can watch us here on YouTube. But thank you guys for tuning in and have a lovely Monday.
See you next Monday.